It is the second day of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. The emphasis today is on support for small businesses. Let's take you live to Davos, then bring in our business editor, Xolani Mbanjwa. And on day two, Xolani, it's not just about polite conversation, but a lot of deal making as well.
Good afternoon, Tembegile here at World Economic Forum 2022. Yes, indeed, there are deals and many discussions that are taking place that are quite important to the advancement of the world in terms of supporting small businesses and developing economies as well. And I'm here with one of our very own, Patrick Dlamini, is the DBSA CEO, and he has been here for quite some time making deals, actually chatting to a lot of people. Thank you very much, Babu Dlamini, for joining us. You have been here for a while. You have been engaging with Swiss businesses. Tell us a little bit more about why DBSA is here and what kind of engagements you've been getting into.
Thank you very much, Xolani. We've been coming here for quite some time. Why we are here is because we get to meet our strategic partners. We get to meet companies that we work with on projects across the continent of Africa, and even in South Africa. We get to meet our sister development finance institutions. As you know, that we also go to the market to raise funding. We also get to meet our own funders, our line of credit providers. So really, when we come here, we do a lot. And just now I was with the various business or entrepreneurs of Switzerland, and we were talking to them about opportunities in South Africa and opportunities in the rest of the continent. Some are really talking about very interesting, even though they do raise many issues, that when are you going to solution for your Eskom load shedding issues, and they're saying how can we work together to bring about technologies, because I say to them, Eskom has got very aging infrastructure, especially their generation fleet, and with average years of 43. I think about 13 of the 15 Eskom power stations are on average about 43 years old, which are proving quite difficult to even maintain and very difficult to take out of operation for maintenance purposes, and hence we are experiencing the kinds of load shedding that we currently are experiencing, which is unprecedented in the country. And these guys are saying we can work together. We can introduce technology that can anticipate even the breakdown of power stations. So I'm saying that would be quite relevant for us, but they are also saying we can also look at how we can be able to improve the transmission, and also the possibility of green hydrogen and ammonia as business for export from South Africa. Because remember, South Africa doesn't have to deforest any area. Look at our Northern Cape and many parts of South Africa, it's open land. We really can be able to deploy a number of renewable power plants and use them then to generate or electrolyze water and generate green hydrogen and turn that into ammonia for ships. And there are off-takers across the globe. So we just have to then look at working on our transmission, our grid, to optimize it and making sure that there's capacity. Because I know that for sure in the Northern Cape transmission, there is no more capacity. So that is becoming a massive bottleneck. But at the same time, they are also saying, but how are we solutioning for our own problem? I'm saying to them, we are working at this, but I am hoping that our politicians are going to step up, because when I say to them we have to retire about 22,000 megawatts in the next 14 years. In the next 8 years, 10,000 megawatts must be retired. In the next 13 years, which is almost 5 years beyond the 8 years, we have another 12,000 megawatts to retire. And yet we can't point to anything on the ground that we currently are doing to replace that, let alone catering for the increasing demand. So our economy is going to be stuck in terms of growth rates unless we do something radical and something very urgent. So this is something that I do believe that the president of the country has got to make a decision that he has never made before, to try and concentrate and lead this perennial problem for the country. For the past 15 years, we've been stuck with one and the same problem. You start to sound like a broken record to the international investors. They're saying, then you are not serious. We would love to invest in South Africa, but we need security of energy. So how then do we achieve those things if we do not take extraordinary steps to deal with these problems? We can't be always saying we have a broken down unit, we have a broken down unit. When are you going to be putting up sound and credible plans that talk about serious energy generation? If it means, because we know Eskom does not have capacity in terms of its balance sheet, but the private sector does have that. And also, when are we going to bring in the metros to make sure that they can also generate some power for their own cities, which will then be able to take the pressure off Eskom? So we really have a number of possibilities, and these guys do have capacity in their balance sheet. And international investors are there, and funders are there. We are there right inside South Africa. So our GPF and many other pension funds, we have serious assets within the shores of South Africa that can really be able to make a difference. So it's not like there is shortage of money. We just need to make sure that there is proper leadership in terms of policy to guide this thing into really serious resolution.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dlamini. Mr. Patrick Dlamini is the CEO of the DBSA, and he's been meeting with the investors and companies here in Switzerland about what they are interested in when it comes to South Africa. And it seems that the most pressing question that has hogged South Africa, and actually something that they are really interested in, is what the country is doing about our electricity situation and load shedding. And as he says, there is something that can be done, but top of mind for international investors is our energy crisis back home, as to exactly how that is going to unfold and what we are doing about it.
Xolani Mbanjwa, live for us in Davos, Switzerland. Thank you.